Hello 413. On this edition of Sizemore Tech Tidbits, we are going to discuss the Apple TV and ways that you can use it in the classroom and have it set up to be most effective. I'm going to start by going through the settings that I have for my Apple TV and explain why I have things set up the way that I do. In settings, my first stop will be General. Going into settings and then general is where we are going to make sure that our Apple TV is named something unique so it's not confused with someone else's. So maybe your room number, your name, or like I have done both. You can change it in here to make it less confusing when we're trying to connect, so we're not connected to someone else's board and causing unnecessary distractions in your room or someone else's. In screensaver, I like to do Arial, and I'm going to show you how that looks right about now. It has these overhead shots of different scenes that are mellow and not distracting. And if you have some nice calm music going on with it, it can be kind of like a nice little backdrop in your class. And if you tap on your remote, it'll tell you where it is. I've had students that like to try to guess, and so they're trying to use some of their thinking skills guessing where the screensaver is from. Back in settings, we can go into screensaver there, and you can set it to where it downloads new videos daily, weekly, monthly, or never. And I have mine set up for daily, so there's always something a little new and fun going on. And I have mine set to start after 5 minutes of idle time. And that is not saying that, like, if you are airplaying or you have a video going, that it's going to kick it out and go into the screensaver. No, that's just 5 minutes of idle time on the Apple TV. And I also have mine set to show during podcasts and music. So when we have music going, it's all there and relaxing. The next setting that I think is important is light and dark appearance. You can have it set to your preference. I like dark because I find it less harsh when you're flipping back and forth between lights on, lights off, using the screen not. I just feel like it transitions everything easier. And then we have sleep. Sleep settings, I have mine set to go to my Apple TV not to go to sleep for an hour. That way, if I am connected teaching and then need to disconnect my device, go do something else, come back a couple minutes later, it hasn't already gone to sleep. I don't have to restart everything and get it all fired back up. It's still on. And if I haven't gone to it in an hour, then, well, it might as well go to sleep because I'm not using it. This will not affect if you are airplaying or watching something or doing something on the Apple TV. Again, restrictions is a huge category. The first time you go into restrictions, you will have to set a 4-digit passcode. I didn't want to forget it, and I wanted to keep it simple, so I made it the extension number of my phone in my office. Once you are in there, you can restrict things such as the ability to purchase things and rent things and in-app purchases. I figured if I was gone and there was a sub, they'd had no reason, the students did not need to be able to go in there and order something. Made sure my ratings were set and everything was set to clean. Blocking music videos and profiles, movies and TV shows. That blocks them through like the Apple segment. It will not, that is not blocked like if you're using Netflix or National Geographic or Disney Plus. Those will not be blocked with this. And if you ever want to change these, again, you just pop back in here and turn it on or off. So I always start with more restrictions and then I can loosen them up if I need to later on. Okay, going back out of restrictions, the next category we're going to look at is users and accounts. You can sign into multiple Apple IDs here. For example, my main Apple ID on this is the Apple ID I use for school or work. And then I also have my personal Apple ID on here that my phone is set up with. I did that because I have an Apple Music subscription on my personal one, and that way I can just toggle over to it when I want to listen to the music there. But so you might have more, you can have more than one if you want to be able to access different resources. Okay, getting out of settings and getting more into the content of the Apple TV. Yours will look different than mine does, as I personalized mine, moved things around that we didn't really use, that I didn't think were going to be used often, are in a folder, and then at things that I think we're going to use a lot are up towards the top. You can rearrange those just by holding and clicking and then dragging them around. You can rename folders. You can have as many as you want to, as many as you need. Okay, jumping over into the App Store, you usually will start on Discover. I always make sure I click on Apps and then scroll down, and you can see some of the new things, different categories. There is an education section, which has some good ones. I've noticed there are a lot of things in the education that fall under education that don't show up in this section. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of these apps and see what it looks like. So you can scroll through all of these down here. So like if you click on this NBC News, that one's just a get. That's because it's completely free. So you put that on there. You could use it to play the news for your class every day without having to connect your devices or anything to the Apple TV. There are a lot of apps for kids. This one, you see that has a little download arrow because I've already put it on the Apple TV and then deleted it. So that's just saying, hey, you've already used this. So I'm assuming that was a free one with in-app purchases when I originally downloaded it. When I'm not seeing what I want just by scrolling through, I go up to that search bar and let's just search for math and see what kind of things pop up for us. I've also just typed in like maps or geography and found some really great things. So look, here's some mental math games you can get. So that will have some free content, but some paid. And then you can just scroll through and see if there's anything that works for you and what you want to do in your classes. Okay, so I hope this little dive into the Apple TV and settings and some of the apps was beneficial for you guys. And if you would like me to jump into more specifics on any particular apps, then please let me know. Thanks.